Welcome to another episode of Dad Can We Talk? I am your host, Anthony Ray, and this is episode 136 of Dad Can We Talk? For all my listeners and my followers out there, man, y'all know that I have been missing for like a month and a half. I ain't been able to be too active in the last, I would say about 2 months, man. I've been going through the process of moving. We're actually going through the process of selling our house. Of course, I still work. I got a lot of stuff going on, man. So I just been trying to get me a couple things in order. But man, y'all listen, once I get my feet back on the ground running again, I got some good, very, very, very good interviews lined up. I got a few guys I've been talking with lately, and I'm excited to have them on the podcast. So y'all continue to stay tuned in, continue to stay locked in with Dad Can We Talk? Once I work out these kinks, we gonna be rolling pretty hard, man, going into next year. So I just ask that y'all continue to stay locked in with your boy. But like I always say at the beginning of all these episodes, all I need for y'all to do, if y'all can help me in no other way, go to the YouTube channel at Dad Can We Talk and subscribe to the channel. That's the greatest way to help me out. Also, Facebook, IG, follow us at Dad Can We Talk. And you can also visit us on the website at dadcanwetalk.com. But yeah, man, without further ado, man, listen, I'm here with some guys that I met a couple weeks ago. So as y'all know, I work for the Team Dad program in Alachua County, and we had the big annual meeting about 2 weeks ago, and I met some very great guys from all over the state. And this particular group here, man, really good guys, man. I had a talk with one of the guys while we were there, and I'm like, man, you know what? I need to bring you guys on the podcast, man, and just really chop it up with y'all and talk family and fatherhood. Y'all know how we do on Dad Can We Talk? And so I just want to give them the opportunity, give them an invite to come on and really just sit here and talk, man. So I want for you guys to introduce yourselves one by one. We got 3 guys on the call, so I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves.
My name is Ray Clay. I'm a team dad coach, and I'm here with Anthony as well, and my other teammates that's helping the team dad process over here at Polk, Highlands, and Harden. We're just thankful for being on the podcast, and I let them introduce themselves as well.
Hey y'all, my name's Austin. I work with Ray and Shaderick, and we're fatherhood coaches with the Team Dad and Dad Mode programs. And yeah, it's just an honor to be here, brother. It was nice meeting you a couple weeks ago, man.
Yeah, my name is Shaderick Bradford. I'm a fatherhood coach here at Polk County, and I work alongside Ray and Austin, as they've said, and I'm happy to be here, man, and spread the wealth and spread the love, man, about fatherhood.
Yeah, for sure. Sound good. So on the podcast, man, how I do it, man, I always have the first question is always the same. So I'm gonna ask y'all, we're gonna start there, man. My first question for each of you, since it's 3 of us, you ain't gotta go too long, but if you can talk about what your relationship was like with your dad. And I asked that to all 3 of y'all.
Well, I would say,
Go ahead.
go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, just with me, see, dad and fathers to me is 2 different things. So my father, he was out the house, but I always had a dad pretty much since 4 years old, and he's still here. He's still together with my mom, so he's been there over 21 years now, and we always had a great relationship, very respectful relationship, and he played a great role in my life. And I thank him every day. We talk every other day. He called me about stuff. We laugh around, but it was always a good relationship. And my father, he came and picked me up here and there, and we hung out. But we always had a good relationship, a respectful relationship, and I appreciate them both for that. So
Well, with me, my dad and my mom have been married they was married all my life before he passed away. But my dad, he was in the household. He was a great encourager. I mean, he encouraged me to the highest. I mean, completely encouraged me. But one of the things too I like to say is that I don't think he was as participant in the whole situation because my dad never even asked me about my report card. Right. All the years of my schooling, never. I mean, college, high school, middle school, elementary, he never asked anything about my report card or how I was doing in school. So, he was there, but I don't think as present as I wish he could have been. Let me say it like that.
My parents are still together. Been very blessed to be in a situation like that. My dad did the best he knew how to do in his situations. He was there how he knew how to be. You know, uh, so he was present in how he knew how to be there. He worked a lot, so he wasn't here all the time, but I feel he set a pretty good example for me, and I feel I've been very fortunate to be in that situation. So
That's real. And I just like to ask that question, man, to really get a feel on. I think our relationships with our dad a lot of times has everything to do with our own fatherhood, who we are as dads and who we become as dads. And so yeah, it's great to hear all that, man. Especially, just having a dad and, especially with us knowing the stuff that we know now working for fatherhood programs. And it's like, I know I've only been with Team Dad for a year, but I've learned so much since being with Team Dad just about my own self. I'm like, shoot, man, I need to start working on this stuff myself. A lot of the stuff that's in the workbook and stuff. And we're all working in progress. And so um I think, yeah, like I say, I think our relationships with our dads has a lot to do with who we become and who we are as fathers. I want to go into this question, man. Ray, I want to ask this to you. Um, Tell the people more about Team Dad and Dad Mode and what inspired you to want to be a part of Team Dad.
Oh man, great question. I'm so glad you asked that. Well, what inspired me, actually, I'll start from there. What inspired me to be with Team Dads to actually be a part of the program, because I was working with Healthy Start before Team Dad program actually came out. So I was over the TIPA program as a coordinator. And then when I found out about the Team Dad position, I was telling my executive director, hey, I want that position. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that position was speaking to who I truly was. One of the things I like kind of share with my life experience is that I won custody of my daughter when she was in the 6th grade. And so because I had that experience, and I got 2 other daughters as well too, but because I had that experience there, it kind of showed me the importance of what it is for a dad to be in their life. Because my daughter's graduated high school honors, college with honors. She's in Texas now as a teacher. She's finna get ready to graduate with her master's degree as well. So that's what was important for me. But one of the things I do like to say with Team Dads, that we like to say for as Team Dads when we're talking to people about Team Dads is I like to say that we want our dads to be responsible, present, and active inside of their child's life. I mean, that's the most thing that a dad can be when it comes to a child's life. The other dad can buy a kid stuff, but if that dad is not present, active, and participant and being responsible for that child misses that part of that relationship with that dad. And one of the things also with Team Dad is a program that actually goes 12 weeks. It's a 12-week course that the dad go through as well. And so that's how Team Dad is. And normally with Team Dad is through Healthy Start. So it's a one-on-one relationship with our Team Dad coaches and the individual one-on-one relationship where we're discussing the improvement, how to be a better dad, how to have your parenting skills, fathering skills, how to be more nurturing, all of that nature there. So we kind of really go into that when we go into the book that we use, which is called 24/7 Dads. And that curriculum actually is a great curriculum designed to actually help dads improve their whole idea about what a dad is. And I think that's really, really important when it comes to that. Now with dad mode that we have is another initiative, but with dad mode, it allows us to talk to the dads that not qualify for Healthy Start. So with Team Dad, to qualify for Healthy Start, you got to have a child from 0 to 3. So if you have a child after 3, normally we cannot talk to you. We can't engage in you with Team Dads. But with dad mode allows for us to be able to engage with those dads that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 high school years and school years that their students are their child is still in school. And that's a great thing as well too, because there's dads that need that same information, just like the 0 to 3 dad need that information.
Sure.
Dad from 4, 5, 6, and 7, you know what I mean, on need that same information. So that's what dad modus allows us to do. It's a 6-week course instead of the 12-week course like Team Dad. It's a 6-week course. Another thing too that's great about dad mode is it's a group setting. So with Team Dad is going to one-on-one. It's one-on-one setting between me, Austin, or Shaderick, and the individual. But with dad mode, it's a group setting. And the great thing about a group setting is it's an empowerment. It's a place where men can empower themselves. It's a place where men can even build friendship. Because we know as men, our friendship starts out really big when in school, shrinks down really small by the time we out. We can identify with that. And it kind of lets us meet friends and kind of build that camaraderie with other guys who's actually coming in that program for the same reason. So you got a same reason for you coming there. And I think that's what's so important that I like that we do have dad mode, because we can touch on anything. One of the things too I like to share is dad mode allows for us to go and talk to the guys in jail. So today at 12:45, we're going to be going to speak to all three of us, me, Austin, and Shadir, are going to speak to the dads that's in jail to empower them when they're out of jail to how to be more responsible, how to be active, how to be participant in their child's life. And so that's a great thing about dad mode. So that's kind of what it is when it comes to Team Dad and dad mode.
Man, I love that, man. I love that. We have been talking about trying to do something like that in our coalition out this way. Because we had started to realize, like, man, like you said, after the kids are older, 4, 5, 6, 7, you still need this type of information, man. So I'm hoping that something like that, everything that we had in the works will come into fruition, because that's so needed, man. Like, and I ran into a lot of dads here in the city, that when I do talk about Team Dad, they're just not eligible. And I'm like, yeah, I can't really get you in here, but let me get your number, man, and we can just still, chop it up. But that's definitely great, man. Definitely. Shaderick, I got a question for you, man. What are some common challenges that you would say new fathers face when they have a baby? And how would you say that Team Dad addresses those problems?
One of the biggest things I think, if it's a father that didn't have that father figure in his life, just him not knowing how to go about raising a child. I think that's one of the biggest things that a father struggles with early on, is just not knowing how to address certain situations, especially once the child start to get into those ages where they start to get rebellious and bad, in a sense, not bad, just being a child. A father misses some of those vital things they might have missed growing up with not having that father present in their life. So like controlling the emotions, what I'm saying? You can get high and like, man, why this child not listening? Why, what I'm saying? Why just being rebellious? But I understand that, a child will be a child, and so that's one of the vital things I think fathers miss growing up, especially if a father didn't have a father figure in their life. And that's one of the biggest things for sure.
That's real. And man, that's something that I have to remind myself all the time, just being with, I have a 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 7-year-old. In like 2 weeks, I have 2 8-year-olds in the house for like a month and a half, because my 2 youngest are like 11 months apart. So, man, listen, there's days where I have to literally remind myself, like, they are children, they're kids.
Yeah.
You can't expect for them to be way up here right now. They're kids. You know, at the end of the day, they're gonna do kid stuff. And I find myself being so angry at times, you know, like I would get just so angry about something. And then I realize, like, okay, right now, is it the kids or is it you? And then when I really take a step back and I say, it's not these kids that I'm upset with. I'm upset with myself because I have something else that I'm dealing with, you know, in life, or it's another situation, and I'm about to take it out on them. And that's not the right. They're just being kids, you know, they just get
Yeah.
home from school and they're just doing kid stuff. And so that's something I always have to remind myself of,
Right.
man, all the time. But Austin, man, I'm coming to you right now, man. I got one for you. Why would you say it's crucial for fathers to be involved in their children's lives? And what's the long-term impact, or one of the long-term impacts that you've seen from increased fatherhood involvement?
Man, I feel like, man, kids are like a puzzle, and they've got all these really integral pieces that they really need. And at the core of those, and one of those core pieces is the father. And if those kids don't have that father piece in their life, if we're being honest with ourselves, they really can't be whole. And I feel that the father's role really does bring guidance to the children's life. You know, nothing against single moms, nothing against mothers. Y'all doing your thing. You
Yes,
have your
sir.
place
Shout
in
out
the
to the
home.
mom.
You know, but just like a mother has a place in the home, the father has a place in the home. And we've seen through studies that when fathers aren't involved, there's higher risks of adverse childhood experiences. There's higher risks of not graduating school, not growing up into leadership positions, not being able to be the best they could be. And we've just really seen that when a father is present, the child succeeds. You know,
So many ways.
so many ways.
So many ways,
So
man.
many ways. And the thing is, so when I was going through, so I have two kids, 9 and 2. And when I was going through the family court system with my son, these studies weren't out. This information wasn't out. And it's not until recently, up until maybe these past 2 years, that we have really been given a leg to stand on as fathers in our positions, and to be able, we're just starting to see the impact. So it was really hard back in the day for dads to really get their place in the home if they were in a difficult situation. But now in the state of Florida, as long as you could show that you are the father, that you automatically receive 50-50. So it's, man, we're at, fathers in general are on the up and up, and our kids are gonna be impacted because of that. So, and that's, yeah.
I love that, man. I love that. And that's something that I'm always, you know, having these conversations with guys about, just letting them know, like, bro, you are much more important than what people might even tell you. You know, and what I have found that's surprising, when I first started this podcast, you know, I'm of course made it for dads. You know, I'm like, I want, well, it's about fatherhood. You know, it's all about the dads. I will say this though, I will say that, man, I've received so much support from women and from moms, and you know, behind the scenes, you know, just talking with women and hearing their feedback from the podcast, man, I get so much love from the moms, and they're just like, man, we love what you're doing. You know, like, I'm sharing this with my husband, you know, because my husband is a great dad, and I just want to I want him to want to continue to encourage him because he's so needed in the home. And, you know, even I've had single moms reach out to me, and, you know, a lot of them, um, more recently, I had one reach out to me, and she was just sharing with me like her frustrations with you know, the father of her children, and she's just like, I wish he would be more involved because I need, like, my kids need him. Like, I can only do so much. And she was just like, man, I just need some type of encouragement, or like, can you reach out to him? I'm like, definitely, man, give me his number. I'll reach out to him, just, and she's just like, I don't want to feel like I'm doing everything on my own because I know I can't be everything for my kids. Like they need their dad. And I'm like, that's what's up. At least there are, I think like one of my main things for Dad Can We Talk, like my tagline is like change the narrative. And I think within I've been doing this almost 5 years now, really like 7 years. Um, what I've seen is I have literally saw the narrative change. And I'm seeing it, in real time, you know, from 7, 8 years ago to today, man, like you say, with the statistics that's out there now, with all of these reports, everything that's out there, you can't hide from this anymore. You can't just say that dads are just providers and all of this. Like, no, we have so much of an impact that, you know, I feel like I've been knew it, Um, but now to be able to have the numbers and all of the reports out there to support that, there's no hiding from that now. Like and there's so many great dads I heard that's making impact. So yeah, I definitely agree with that, man, for sure. Um, Ray, what would you say are some specific skills and tools that Team Dad and Dad Mode provide to help dads become more effective parents?
Uh, one of the skills I feel that is being a nurturer. You know what I mean? I think that's important. I think most men played down. I think we've been taught. Let me say this: we've been taught that most men have played down that. That's the mama role. You know what I mean? I just provide, protect. You know what I mean? As long as I'm
Mhm.
providing, as long as I'm protecting the family, I'm doing my job. You know what I mean? That's the mama role to do all of that stuff right there. But that's actually a part of our role. That's part of providing that emotional support. You know what I mean? That providing doesn't just mean money, but it also means you've been able to provide emotional support to your child, which means being a nurturer as well. So I think that's real important that sometimes we miss that other part of provide. Providing has two parts to it:
Mm.
finance and emotional. Those are the two parts. You know what I mean? And so I think that's really key when it comes to the part that Team that actually kind of the 24/7 dad program and with Team that actually brings it to dad life is for them to be touching to that. They have to really touch in that and impact their child's life because that child is going to be impacted by the emotion. Like I would say this, like myself, my dad was there, but the nurturing part, it just wasn't there. You know what I mean? It just wasn't there. So I understand what that's like. I understand what that feel like. I understand how I felt growing up and even how it affects me somewhat even now. You know what I mean? So I get that. So for me, that's what's the most important part.
I love that, man. I saw something last night. Some people were sharing some stuff on Facebook about co-parenting, and like they were just saying, like, the whole post was about how co-parenting isn't a flex, and when you co-parenting it's a failure, and all of this stuff. So they were going on and on and on about that. A part of what they were saying in the post, I'm like, I can get what you're saying, but I feel like people don't understand what co-parenting is, and every time you think of co-parenting, you think of, I'm in this house, you're in this house, and we're gonna work together. And so I had to comment on the post because it was one of my friends that shared it. And I'm like, I mean, I hear what you're saying and all that. I ain't even gonna get into all the rest of that. But I'm gonna just add this to it and say that co-parenting is not only for two parents that don't live together. My wife and I, we live together, and it is a must that we co-parent. And so Shaderick, I'm gonna come to you, man. Um, how does Team Dad assist in teaching co-parenting skills, especially, but so talk about it from the importance of two parents that live in the home together, and then also if you can talk on how would you teach someone the importance of co-parenting when they are separate, so talk about it from both aspects, if you're in the home together or if you're not in the home together.
Okay, yeah. So for the first thing, I think it gets down to about session 8. We talk with the dads about co-parenting, and I think the biggest thing I'm gonna start with first, not being at home, two parents not being together is not working out. I think just keeping the main thing the main thing. I think one of the biggest issues when uh when dads are dealing with a situation where they're not in the home, the mom can get at them in certain things, like talking to them a certain way or, treating them a certain way. And sometimes the dads will fall off with their child, you know what I'm saying? Not making the child the main thing. At the end of the day, you want to be participant in your child's life. And it's important for you to, make sure that's what you're trying to do and not allowing that mom to push you away from that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the biggest issues with dad deal with these days is, the mom would get to them, with the things they say, how they might have treated them, like you haven't been here. So why you not, why you trying to be here now? I think so. One of the biggest things, just be participant, man, and just be, steadfast and keeping the main thing, which is your child, man. And we try to express that to the dads, most importantly, like, yes, the mom is going to try to throw shots. Sometimes you might have to deal with certain situations, but at the end of the day, you're trying to be, in that child's life and, try to be there for your child. And, so that's one of the biggest things we try to express to the dads. And then if you're in the house, co-parenting is very, very vital. With me and my girl, we try to, if it's certain situation where my daughter's, not doing what she need to do, and I see that her mom already expressed it to her, you know what I'm saying? And if she's not, she's pushing back, then I'll jump in. Those are vital things that you gotta pay attention to, when you're dealing with, that complex of, being there for your spouse, because sometimes your kids respond different to different, with different situations with how the parents handle certain things, and like daddy ain't, he ain't playing the radio, or mom, she ain't playing with this certain situation. When it come to homework, mom, cause dad gonna have fun doing homework. If we
Yeah.
counting or doing something with math, I let her stand on the table and look at it and pick it out. Mom, she wants you to sit down and she wants you to get right to it. She ain't playing. So it's certain situation, and that's very vital when you co-parenting. Like you said, it's not just out, in a situation where the spouses are not together, but it's also when you're in the same household together. Just working off each other. That's the biggest thing. Working off each other. If when you're dealing with your child, you gotta be able to work off each other.
That's real. That's good stuff though, man. um Austin, what would you say are the benefits of one-on-one mentoring compared to the group classes, or how have y'all saw that, how has the one-on-one compared to the one-on-one mentoring and the group mentoring, like what are some of the differences that you guys have experienced when it comes to team dad and dad mode?
Um, I think it kind of comes down to needs, man. You got to think about it. There's with dad mode, we got people who've kind of been dads for a little bit, so they're not gonna necessarily. I mean, they might need you. You never know. Every dad is different. They might need some one on one, and that's okay. But with Team Dad, they're new dads. They're 0 to 3. They're still getting started. There's still a lot of stuff to handle. I mean, you're gonna teach a 3-year-old completely different than you're gonna handle a 1-year-old. So I feel the benefits of it of the one on one is just more attention, more a little attention. We can go, so with dad mode we go through 2 sessions in about an hour and a half. Whereas with Team Dad, we do 1 session in an hour. So we're really able to delve deeper into the topic and talk to the father about what it is and make sure that they're grasping the understanding. Whereas with Dad mode, we're in a group and we're able to kind of blow through things because everybody kind of gets it. They kind of been there, you know. So yes, sir.
Love that. Love that. Um, Ray, I got one for you. How would you say that? Like, how do you cater to diverse communities, especially with the bilingual aspect of dad mode? Like, how? Because I that's something that we've run into here in our counties, North Central Florida. We don't have any one that's bilingual. So at times, we're at a community event or something, and a dad comes up, and they might be Latino, and I'm like, like we got all the materials here, but we just don't have anyone that can really speak to them. So how have you guys dealt with um the different diverse communities and stuff and cultural things?
Thank you for asking that. We got the man right here on the podcast. That's Austin.
Okay.
He's our Spanish speaker, man. So
Okay. Yeah.
if we have man, we doing a
What's up? What's
table,
up?
if we doing a table event, man, and Spanish, he just starts spitting right back. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he just started being right back. So, and that's one of the great things about our little group. You know what I mean? We got Shaderick on this English, we got Austin on this Spanish. So we all come together and make it work, man. So yeah, man, Austin. That when it comes to Spanish and being the diverse, the how that diversity with cultures, Austin's our man, man. He I'm
Okay.
telling you, man. When they start chat, cause when they start chatting, man, so they look at each other, and then we look at Austin, hey, bro. And you
Oh
Austin's
my
that
God.
man. He's that man for
Okay.
that. He's that man for that. For
Yes,
sure.
sir. Man, and see, I love that. I was telling Joe, man, I'm like, we gotta get someone on the team, man, because I feel like we are missing some opportunities in our area because they do show the interest. I was talking with one guy, and I almost had to bring up the what is it, the Google Translate,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm like, man, he seems so interested, but I'm like, I'm gonna get your email, get your number, and we'll try to work something out, man. So yeah, but that's great, man, because um, I think with the great team, that is such a great program, and I mean, it has to be accessible. It has to be, to other communities and other cultures, because we ain't just English speaking dads out here. There's many other dads out here, man. So I love that y'all have that on y'all team, man, because it's needed.
It
It's
is.
needed, man.
It is.
It's needed. Um, Shaderick, how do you how would you say that team dad helps dads build stronger relationships within their community?
Man, so what's the saying we had, Ray? Man, basically, when you see a dad that's not participant in the child's life, just to say something, to encourage the dad to get involved. Because a lot of times dads see and have friends and have relatives, they know that it's not participant. They know that's not they not showing up for the child. So I think when the dad gets in the program and he started to see the impacts that he can have on their child, he started to see, other fathers he might be dealing with day to day, like not being there for their child, and he know how vital they can be for their child, and and they'll start speaking up and saying something like, "Man, why don't you just go, go pick them up from school today, go take them to practice, start to get involved." And I think when dads come through our program, they'll start to speak up, man. They get that encouragement to start talking to their buddies, start talking to their, to their friends, and let them know, like, man, you being in your child's life is very vital, man. And we want to express that, you being there it can be everything for your child. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the biggest things, man. Just to encourage not only yourself to keep pushing on and keep being, a participant in the child's life, but also starting to bring other fathers in that they know that is not, playing that role that they need to play in that child's life. So that's one of the biggest things.
I love that, man. One thing I've said for years, man. Um, you know, we used to when I used to be in ministry. Um, we used to always hear people say stuff like, man, we want to change the world, man. We're gonna change the nation. All of this stuff, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, we can say that stuff, but a lot of times when you're so focused on nation, 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 but we forget about
The little steps, yeah.
the little stuff, the house, really.
Yeah.
Because if you want to change a nation, where do you start? You start within the home. If you
Mhm.
can change the home, you then change the neighborhood. You change the neighborhood, then you change the city. You change the city, now you change the county. You change the county, now you can start thinking on a state level. And then once you change the state, now you start talking on a national level. And then once you go on the national level, now you start impacting the world. But where do we start at? Right inside the house.
Right.
If we don't change the house
Okay.
and where we are and things that we have going on right here inside of our house, we'll never change our communities. So I think the work that Team Dad does is very impactful for the community because it's like, man, like we can talk all the national stuff in the world, but if we're not starting right inside the home, we ain't gonna get nowhere. You'll never get anywhere with it. So yeah, I love that, man. Um, man, I want to talk on this right here, man. So, I we all know the importance of mental health, and that's just been a thing within the last 10 years. People really talking more about it, but it's real. It's a real thing, and I think that most people don't really pay attention to the importance of the mental part of our lives, what's inside of here. Um, so I go to Austin on this one. Can you discuss the importance of mental health, the mental health resources that Team Dad offers for dads, and um, how would you address that with the dad, to really be able to discuss mental health with him?
Man, if you're not the best you for you, you can't be nothing for your kids, man. I mean, that sounds a little harsh, but if you're not
Real.
being the best you that you can be, your kids aren't going to be able to be the best they can be because you need to be able to be regulated and create a safe environment so that they can function at their highest capacities. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that, and I feel like there's a big stigma that is addressed in Team Dad and Dad Mode and the 24/7 Dad curriculum that it's important to take care of yourself. It's important to go to the doctor. You know, I got a thing. I told Ray, I told Joe over at the conference. Man, I'll be telling everybody about it. I'll be telling our dads about it. I got a thing called 136, brother. You ever heard of 136?
I've heard of that.
Man, 136. I originally heard of this for couples, and I thought about it, and I'm like, man, why can't it be done? If it can keep a couple going, why can't it keep me going? Because I don't need somebody I'm a single dad. I don't need somebody to make me whole. I may want somebody to make me whole, but I don't need somebody to make me whole. You know? So this helps with it. And you got to do something for yourself once a week. Don't matter what it is. If you're on a diet, it's that cheat meal. If you cleaning the house all week, man, one day you ain't got to do no laundry. It's okay. You can mow the lawn the next day. Or you want to go to the spa, man, what they say at the conference, you ain't got to go to the spa. Go take a nice hot shower. Take a nice hot shower. Take care of yourself. You know, every 3 months, take a weekend to yourself. That doesn't mean you have to go and do something extravagant. Again, that's just in the house. 2 days to yourself, whether that's just not following your regular schedule that you normally do, whether that's taking days off from the gym, whether it's ordering your favorite meal one day and just playing video games the next, you know? And then every 6 months, take a week. And I know that sounds hard, but man, you ain't gotta do laundry for a week. You got other clothes, you know? You ain't gotta mow your lawn every week. You can take 1 week off. You know, there's things that need to be done, but there's some things that don't. And it's important for us to take time for ourselves, you know, and if we're not doing that, like I said, we can't be the best we could be. And Team Dad really provides us the awareness that if we aren't doing that stuff, we can't be there. We got to make sure we're that puzzle piece for the kids, man. Because if we're missing, they're missing. And we're not about that. So
That's real, man. I'm gonna take that to heart. You know? Because man, that's something that I've struggled with for the last few years. Really, the last 4 years have been rough for me, man. Just um, as a father, as a husband, just dealing with so many different things. And I don't know, man, just coming into this year, I really started to realize that, man, I got some real issues that I'm dealing with, man, you know, like mentally. And I started to seek help, man, because I'm like, I feel like I'm spiraling, you know, and no one would ever know that because if I didn't tell them that, you know, because, you know, I was talking with my aunt a few weeks ago and I was kind of sharing a few things with her and she was like, but you just still just be you, you know, you seem like you still be there for people. I'm like, yeah, I do. I keep my face on, you know, and I make sure I still do what I do, but in here, I ain't right, you know, and I could be honest and real with myself and say, man, I need some help because it's affecting really the things that's important. It was affecting my marriage more than anything, and then it was trickling down to my children. And I'm like, man, okay, I put my hands up, I surrender. Like I cannot continue going down this path to where I'm dealing with all these mental things, man. And you know, I need to start trying even some of that stuff like that, you know, because I'm always so just, I'm in go mode all the time. Go, 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 go. I'm over here doing this, doing that, doing that. Get home. I'm just always in go mode and I'm never turning my mind off and I can't ever relax. And so, man, when we started, my wife and I, we started therapy about a month and a half ago, man, and it's helped a lot, you know, but we got so much build up it's gonna take us a minute to really come out of a lot of the stuff. But yeah, man, I love that, man. You know, like that taking a break stuff. I'm taking that to heart. Listen to me. I'm taking
hey
that to
man,
heart.
it'll change you, brother. It'll change you.
Yes, sir. I love that, man. Ray, I'm coming back to you. What advice do you offer fathers regarding job skills and financial stability, and why is this important to their family life?
Oh man, that's a wonderful question because it's very important when you talk about job skills and financial stability, just with the whole development of the child. Because when you're raising a child, it doesn't matter what age the child is, that child is going to need some stuff, and that some stuff is going to cost some money, and
Yes,
so,
sir.
you know what I mean. So the dad need to be, if not in a place, but at least to where he can have some type of assistance if it's a part of his family or a part of his child, or him separated from the family and he's just taking care of his child. He definitely, that's very important when it comes to taking care of the child, because yeah, taking care of the child does mean emotionally, but there's also some financial aspect that comes with that too. And that's one of the things that men, um, as well, they kind of have an idea, well, I do need to be a provider, but just not talking about being a provider, but actually being about it and doing it is what's most important. You know what I mean? So that's a thing that they need to understand too, as well, when it comes to being a provider and things of that nature there. So I think when we're talking about the aspect of just financially, um, it's important. One of the things we try to encourage, like I had a couple of dads that I tried to encourage them when it came to financial, because at the time they didn't have a job. I was telling them to go to Polk Works. You know what I mean? Hey, go to Polk Works. That's like it's a career source. It's a career source. Type in there what you're trying to do. It kind of goes over like what skill, what traits that you have, what do you like, all that stuff that kind of help help a man kind of narrow down what field he may fit best in, because all of his traits and things that he like to do and all that. So you kind of go through a little course. I mean, not a course, but like a little test. So it's an assessment where it kind of narrows down for you mentally what it is that you may fit best at. And then if that requires you to go to school, well, then go ahead and participate in that. You know what I mean? So then go Polk. And what we have here is for, I want to say community college, but that's so old. Our state college is it's Polk State, you know what I mean? And so if it requires you to go through those, because hey, start to fill out the financial aid, you know what I mean? There's people that at Polk State will actually help you work through that financial aid process to help you get that to where you get the courses for the classes. So you can, one of the things that I like to tell dad is that when your financial situation increase, it takes a lot of the stress off of you. It takes a lot of things that you may have had thought on that you can do. And not saying it takes all the stress, but it does relieve some of the stress, because now I can maneuver a little bit better, and I can maneuver how I want to maneuver, and I can be participant in my child life a little bit better than what I would have not been if I didn't have that financial ability with me. So so that's for me, that's what it is. So we'll walk through Polk State, you know what I mean? Hey, this is, and one of the things too that our organization offers, and I think is a great thing, that if a dad want to go to school, we offer like a support system. So we, anything that financial aid don't cover, we'll cover. You know what I mean? So that's one of the great things too as well too that our coalition offers to dads as well too. So it's just, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I really believe that when a dad situation increase, then your child situation increase. You know what I mean? But if and one of the things too, what financial stability is important for men, is because if a man don't have a job, he started depressed. He started to get depressed. It starts on his mental. So then he see other relief. So that's how drugs come in, because that's one of the parts of the mental health. You know what I mean? That plays a very important part when it comes to men, is because if if he don't see himself doing what he think he can do, or at best of his ability, it starts to weigh on his mind. It starts to have an effect on his mind. So so that's the reason why I think financial stability is not only just for the improvement of your family situation, but it's also a benefit for yourself too as well. So that's how my take on it is.
Man, I love that right there. That is so important, man. I definitely advocating for dads to continue to grow financially, educationally, gain as much skills as you can. Oh my God, I wish I would have did it a lot more when I was a little younger.
I agree with you on that, brother. I agree.
Seriously, man.
I go, hey, you know what they say, hindsight is 2020, brother.
Woo,
Hindsight is 2020,
jeez,
man. I'm telling you, brother.
man.
Hindsight is
Listen,
2020.
I'm telling you. We
Man,
gonna and we gonna that's gonna be one of my last questions for y'all. We gonna come back to that one. I got two more for y'all, man. Derek, I'm gonna come to you on this one. How do you encourage fathers to pursue personal growth and self fulfillment, and what does that look like in practice?
Yeah, so I encourage the dads to find something that you like. Find something that you think you can enjoy yourself, because a lot of times dad, like he said, he want to provide for his family, and that's it. So find something that you like, and try to fulfill your happiness in that, man. Is it whether it's just going to bowl, whether it's going to golf, whether it's going to just to hang out with the guys, go watch football, you know what I'm saying? And try to fulfill, like, does that fill your cup? Are you happy with that? Are you happy with, if I can go just do this for myself, can I just get back home, just be happy with that? You know what I'm saying? So it's vital for man, not only just to be there, emotionally, physically, and being a participant in the child's life, and in the life of the spouse, but also just with itself, man. Because if you're not there mentally, and you're not there for yourself, man, it's but so much you can do, in that role emotionally for your child. Because I know when I first moved back, man, when I first moved back to Florida, because I was in school in Michigan for a couple of years, and it was tough finding jobs, and and I was real down, man. I was very depressed, and like I was terrible to deal with at that time. I didn't want to go do nothing if it didn't require me. I didn't want to go do nothing for myself. I didn't want to go do nothing with the family. You know what I'm saying? I just was focused on trying to find a job so I could start providing for my family. So I was very, very tough to deal with. And she tell me a lot, like, man, I never want to see you like that, man. Cause it's like, if I can't provide for my family, why am I going to try to do something, fun, or why am I going to try to be there emotionally? It's like I can't even provide the necessary necessities. But as I, grown and got a job and got a career, man, I not only provide for my family, but we go do stuff like this weekend. We'll be going to a little pumpkin patch thing, and I think Webster County, and we'll be, enjoying the fall, enjoying the weather.
Yeah.
But but also I go do things myself. Like I go to a little bar and go watch the game. I'm real big into Colorado and all that going on right now. It's good about for you to go find your own thing, man, own thing to do. So you can be, great when you get back home. You ready to hit the ground running and being participant and being there emotionally. Like with my baby, she big on playing with me and wrestling, things like that. My baby a little tough baby, so that's very vital, man.
Yes, sir. I love that, man. Seriously. Awesome, man. This is my last one for you. Give your top piece of advice for a new dad who might be just coming into this.
It's okay. It's two words, and it's really hard in any situation. Like I said, every situation is going to be different, and nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing is going to be perfect. Understand it's okay. Your baby's going to be crying. It's okay. You might be having a hard time with your daughter's mother. That's okay. You know, it may seem your current situation does not define you. You're a new father. You may be struggling. Hey man, you may put that diaper on wrong. The first time you made the milk, maybe it was a little too warm. You know, maybe you're not holding the baby's head absolutely perfectly. It's okay. Man, I don't know how many dads there are in the world. I can guarantee you ain't one of them done it the same. Ray done it different than me. Shaderick done it different than me. You done it different than me, and we all did it different than each other. You got to give yourself some grace. Understand that it's a learning process. And that though what may seem like a mountain that you're climbing today, it's just a little foothill the next. And that every parenting situation looks different for everybody else. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. Just, it's okay to be where you are. It's okay to do the process you're doing with your child the way you're doing it. And you know what? If you're struggling, that's okay. Everything will be fine. You just got to keep moving. As long as you're moving, don't matter how fast you're going, you're going to get through the storm, bro. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And on the other side, freedom.
Yes, sir, man. I always love that quote that says, when you run your own race, there's no competition.
Yes,
When
sir.
you run into your own lane, your own race, there ain't no competition, ain't no losing. Like how I'ma lose? It's only me versus me. It's only trying to be better than what I was yesterday. Trying to put one foot in front of the other, and then the next day I'm putting the other foot in front of the other. And keep on moving. You might not be going as fast as you think you should. I mean, what society a lot of times tell us, how they tell us you got to be here at this time and here, move at your own. As long as you progressing, just continuing to move forward. And man, that giving yourself grace, it's everything. Oh man. Now let's go back. This is my last question, and I want all three of y'all to answer this one, man. Let's go back to that hindsight, man, because this is always my last question that I ask on the podcast. If y'all could go back to if you could sit down like we're doing right now and talk with the 18-year-old version of yourself, knowing everything you know right now, and if you could give that young man one piece of advice going forward, what would you say to
Hmm.
I, I'll I'll bite at that first, man. I'd like that question, man. I'll bite at that first. The thing that I would tell my 18-year-old self is stay in school. Stay in school. I had just graduated high school, and I went to Polk State, and then I went to Bethune. I was at Bethune Bethune Cookman College at the time, and I went just a semester. I did good in that semester, but I did not go back. One of the main things I would tell myself, because I think that's so important, and I didn't give myself that experience to be able to push all the way through. So the main thing I would tell myself is stay in school, stay the course, and that could have a dramatic effect on what my life is now. And I'm thankful for what my life is, but one of the things I would want to tell myself is just to stay the course. Just realize it's okay. And I like what Austin said, that it's okay, because it is. I think it's a great point as well too. So that's what I would say for me. That's just what I would say for me.
Man, I like what Ray said, man. Stay the course, bro. Stay the course. If you got a plan, stick with your plan. You know, them little girls in high school, the little girls in high school need to stay with your plan, bro. I wanted to go under the Coast Guard. I really wish I would have done it. You know, stick. If you got a plan, stick with your plan. If you're in school to do something, do it. Stay the course. Stay the course. Don't let others define you.
I'll say with me, it's funny y'all said stay the course. I think one of the biggest things with me, I stayed the course, man. When I set out to, go to college, play football in college, complete college, I did that. But I think one of the biggest things I regret is not living. Like I can count. I was in school 5 years. I can count how many times I just went out. It was maybe about 10 times in that 5 years. The only time I really went out was when we played our rivals. And the guys like, hey man, come on out, man. Other than that, man, I stayed home, chilled with the family. I had my daughter my first year. So throughout my years in college, I had a child in college as a student athlete. So I was home, I was home every day. And and I say just living, man. Every moment I was just thinking about getting back home. I went hanging out, I went chilling with the guys. I didn't play the video games, so I barely talked to my teammates other than practice, other than weight room, other than meetings. I didn't live enough. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Just live, man. Don't worry about, you know, don't worry about making a mistake. I didn't want to make a mistake. Like I wanted to make sure I finished school, I wanted to make sure that I didn't messed up. Like I remember my freshman semester, like I was at the library every day because I didn't want to fail. I was 1,000 miles away from home, man, and I didn't want to feel like. And I was in the dorm every day. I was in the library every day, just making sure that first semester to be the toughest semesters. So I wanted to make sure I passed, but lean up and keep going. As my career kept going, I kind of stuck to that same kind of outlook, and I never like let myself chill. I never let myself live. I was always tough on myself. Like, man, I gotta do this. I gotta be home. I never went out and really had fun, man. So that's one of the biggest things I would have told myself early on. Like, once you get over that hump, man, just, live a little bit too, so. Yeah.
That's great advice, man. Good stuff right there, man. Yeah, this it was. Um, I need this, man. I always tell people I do the podcast for everyone else. I put it out for the world to hear and all that, but I need this type of stuff, man. You know, like I need this. You know, so every time I sit with a dad, you know, we sit and we just chop it up, man. It's always something that I'm taking away from the conversation, you know, for myself, you know, and so Dad, can we talk? Is for the world, but Dad, can we talk? Is for Anthony Ray. Is that because Anthony Ray is a dad that needs to talk, you know, and I need help, you know. I need to hear the thoughts of other guys, you know, the experiences of other people, man, and all this type of stuff. It helps me, man. And listen, y'all gave me a lot that I can really stand on, you know, and it was encouraging a lot of the things that y'all talked about. And um man, keep doing what y'all doing, man. You know, I know that we in the same, we peas in a pod, you know, just different counties of Team Dad. But I love the program. I'm always encouraged when I see, you know, I go on other websites for other coalitions, and I'm like, man, they doing some good stuff, man. You know, and it just encourages me to know that there's other guys out here that's participating in the work, man, and encouraging dads, man, because we need it. You know, it's much needed. Um, and I just want to say, if ain't nobody else say it, you know, like I appreciate you brothers for the work that y'all are doing, and you know, y'all continuing to be committed to this, man. Keep doing what y'all doing, man, for real.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
thank
I
you, man. We
appreciate you.
appreciate that, man. We definitely do, man. We appreciate you even having us on this podcast to be able to discuss, you know what I mean, the impact of the fatherhood program that it has on men and to the community. Because if you change one man, you're changing the household. And like you just said when you was talking, you know, you change the community, which changes everything else after that. So yeah, we're very thankful, man, that you know what I mean, you got with Austin, you got with us, and you know, you say, hey, let's have this thing. Let's have this talk. So we're very appreciative of that.
Sir, yes, sir. And before y'all go, man, tell the people how they can find you guys and be a part of the program in your area.
Oh, so what it is, if you want to email me, mine is rclay@healthystarthhp.org. Shadar's on is S Bradford at at healthystarhhp.org, and Austin's on is A Butler at healthystarhhp.org. Also, you can go to our website, Healthy Start. You can just Google Healthy Start in Polk County. You know what I mean? Just make it simple. You Google Healthy Start in Polk County, and you click on that. There'll be a drop-down tab for fatherhood program, and you could just sign your information under that. That'll get back to us. Let us know that you're very interested in fatherhood program. You want to know more information, or you want to be a participant of it. Then we'll reach out to you. We definitely would love for any contact, any information. Just reach out to one of us, one of the three of us, and we would love to get back, respond you, and just include you into the whole process of just growing as a man. And not only as a man, but as a father that impacts his child life, which is most important. So that's how they can reach us.
Sir, yes, sir. And I'll add to that, whatever county that you're in, you might be listening to this from Polk County. You might listen to this from Alachua County. You might be in Bradford County, Columbia County, Taylor County, wherever you are in Florida. If you want to be a part of Team Dad, just like he said, go to Google and type in Team Dad, your county, or Healthy Start, your county. And I can guarantee you, you're going to find the once you go onto that website, you will find the Team Dad program in your area, and reach out. Fill the information out on the form, and someone will reach out to you. So, for those that's in Alachua County, in Gainesville area, Gainesville, Newberry, Ocala, Archer, Hot Springs, you're anywhere in this area and you're interested in the Team Dad program, please reach out to me. Y'all know y'all can reach out to me at Facebook, IG, Anthony Ray, Dad, can we talk? Y'all can reach out to me, whatever. If you got my number, call me. You know, and I definitely get you in there. So, like I say, man, y'all continue to do what y'all doing, man. I know y'all got some stuff to do later on today. I'm about to go head to this parade, and
Gotcha.
yeah, man,
I
get
do want
on
to
with my
share.
father duties.
I do want to share one thing. We got a TikTok. Also, can you tell them about our TikTok that we just got going on, where they can reach out?
Oh,
We got a TikTok.
You can find us on TikTok at Team Dad Mode. It's all one word, Team Dad Mode on TikTok. And we'll be posting videos periodically of everything we got going on. You can find some of our other podcasts on there that we've been on. And yeah, yes, sir. Check it out, y'all.
Check it out right now. I'm finna get. I just followed, man. So I'm there. I'm in it.
Appreciate that.
So
Appreciate that.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, man. Y'all continue going forward with what you're doing, man. If y'all ever need me, y'all know where y'all can reach me at, man. So yeah, we're gonna keep this pushing, man. Hopefully, I'm gonna get some other coalitions on here, man, and we just start spreading this Team Dad brand, and
Yes.
that's what we gonna do. So I look forward to seeing y'all again, man. If I'm ever down in y'all area, man, I gotta pull up on y'all, man, for real.
Man,
Yes,
hit us
sir.
up, man. Hit us up, brother. Hit
Yes,
us
sir.
up.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Hit
sir.
us up.
If I'm ever down in that area, I got y'all info, man. I got a friend that lives out in that area, so if I ever come down in that area, I'm definitely pull up on y'all, man.
Oh, for sure, man. Do that. Do that.
Well, for all my listeners out there, for the Dad Can We Talk community, man, y'all continue to stay tuned. We got more interviews coming, more stories from dads. We're going to continue to change the narrative, and that's what we about, and that's what we're going to continue to be about. And we are out of here. Peace.